Hello, my name is Sifu Chi Baker, and I am the owner and head instructor of Street Tactical Integrations. And today I want to talk a little bit about one of the systems that I teach, which is Dacascos Tactical Systems, or DTS. I'm going to shoot another video talking a little bit about the difference of DTS and some of the other martial arts systems that are on the market today that claim that they specialize in self-protection, and how DTS is above and beyond these other systems. And then I'll shoot another video talking about the difference between training for self-protection and training for fighting, which are completely different systems, mindset, skill set. So Dacascos Tactical Systems is a system that was designed by Sifu Kevin Jackson, and later on I was brought aboard to help fine-tune DTS and test the system ultimately. And after the system was finalized, it was authorized by Grandmaster Dacascos to become the next evolution in Kaju Kimbo's Wun Hap Kuen Do system. And it differs greatly from some of these more expansive systems. A little bit how they differ, how it differs. So a lot of these systems, these different martial arts systems, whether it be karate, kung fu, jiu-jitsu, grappling, that these are very, very expansive, extensive systems. And most of these systems take a minimum of 10 years to become competent. So after about 10 years, you're able to be tested for your black belt, which some people say is really just the beginning of learning. Then after that, you can continue on in systems in the different degrees that each system holds. So it takes about 10 years to become competent in a system. And what Sifu Kevin Jackson talked to Grandmaster Al about was how effective is a system that takes so long to master. And there's many different reasons on how come people train martial arts, and I'll talk about that in the next video. But what was decided was that a system that took all these different skill sets needed to be consolidated into a really precise, really effective, really efficient system that could be taught in a very short duration. And the reason for that is that a lot of military, a lot of police, a lot of security guards, and a lot of civilians don't have 10 years to become competent. So most people in the military have, if they're lucky, a year before they're deployed and see combat. The same thing with police. Police academy only is a couple months. So you're taking these people who are going to be going out into harm's way and need to be competent in defending themselves and protecting others and managing high conflict systems or high conflict situations. And so, again, taking a decade to learn how to do that is completely impractical. So we went back to the drawing board and looked at what are effective strikes, what are effective tactical maneuvers and strategies, what are weapons that can be used on the street by civilians, by police, by military, that are easily accessible and usable, and that will help in the act of self-protection or protection of others, whether it's your comrades, whether it's your colleagues, whether it's a loved one, or whether it's a complete stranger. How are you going to help protect yourself and others that you care about or are caring for? So what Kevin and I did, again, Kevin started this whole venture, took different systems, whether it be Chinese Kung Fu, Western boxing, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, some of the different weapon arts of the Filipino Kali systems, took a lot of different systems and handpicked different strikes, different maneuvers, different scenarios that would really help the again, the military, the police, or civilians really manage an attack. And what we're talking about is attack scenarios versus mutual combat. So I'll talk a little bit more about that later, but mutual combat is really something like a bar fight where two guys line up and they say, okay, we're gonna go at this, and they start throwing punches and doing all sorts of things, and that's mutual combat. Versus you're walking down the street and all of a sudden you're ambushed from behind or the side, and you've got to manage that. And so the system, the attitude, the techniques, the strikes are very, very different from these two scenarios, from mutual combat and being ambushed about something that happens. So we talk about using deadly force and coming in and really doing things that can take an opponent out quickly. And that, again, you can go home from this ambush attack safely, hopefully unscathed, be on your couch, enjoying a nice frosty beverage to de-escalate your emotions and your body, and not end up in the hospital, not end up in the morgue. So DTS really looks at how can we teach this in a really expedited time frame. And so the curriculum typically takes about 10 months to bring somebody through. And one great thing about the DTS system is that we run people through from the very beginning, scenarios. So not only are you learning all these strikes, right, of what to do, but you're also learning how and when to use them, which is critical. And a lot of systems don't teach real life scenarios until much later. 5, 6, 7, 10 years down the road, and then you're starting to do scenarios instead of just learning forms, katas, strikes, etc. It's let's bring in the scenarios early on so that by the end of 10 months you're really efficient, proficient, and understand them. And so we do scenarios after scenarios and scenarios. We gradually scale up the speed, the fierceness, and so people can be comfortable in the beginning and kind of learn the different tactics, the strikes, and then as they progress, that it ramps up. And so by the end, you're moving with full force, full speed, and you're really able to manage these scenarios. Of course, the hopes of this system is that as people learn the system, they gain the physical skills, the mental skills, the attitude, the confidence, the self-worth, is that changes the person. And so from going from somebody who looks very meek, very much like prey, that they're standing tall, shoulders are back, their posture is different, their energy is different, their attitude is different, their mindset and their mindfulness is different. And now they're not seen as someone who's prey, someone who's a victim, somebody who's going to be an easy target for a predator to come in and attack, ambush, and to do whatever violence that attacker wishes. So a lot of this will change people's posture, attitude, mindset, and skill set, and then you'll never need to use it because you look, feel, and act differently. And that's part of the power of training a really effective martial art, is that it really changes who you are and how the outside world sees you. And so ultimately, that this is about hopefully creating non-violence and not necessarily, again, we're not here, the system isn't about fighting, okay? This is about protection. And again, very different in terms of things. So because of all these reasons that I've stated in this video, that for me, I think that Dacascos Tactical Systems is one of the, if not the most effective self-protection curriculums programs that is offered today on the market. And my hopes is that you can check us out. Feel free to check out my Facebook page, Street Tactical Integrations. Feel free to contact me and I can kind of discuss the different aspects of this and get you in and really start you training in self-protection. And so that you have the physical skills, the mental agility, the mindfulness to manage conflicts and to really change who you are and what you're about. So hopefully this helps you understand a little bit about Dacascos Tactical Systems. And again, please watch the other follow-up videos on how this differs from some of the other martial arts that are on the market today. And then for me to talk a little bit more extensively about the difference between self-protection and fighting and how different systems really don't kind of see or understand the actual critical differences between the two. So hope all is well. Stay safe, protect those that you love, and enjoy life.